Bleacher Report just floated a trade idea that's got this fan base buzzing, and I have to admit, part of me really likes the concept, even if the actual price tag gives me pause. So basically, we're talking about Kyrie Irving in a Raptors uniform. And while that sounds exciting on paper, I don't think we should be giving up the farm to make it happen. In this video, we're breaking down Bleacher Report's Kyrie Irving trade proposal, why adding him alongside Kawhi actually makes real sense for us as a franchise ready to win now, and why I think the cost being floated is simply too steep for what we'd be getting back. Before we get into it, quick shout out to our channel, Unlimited Hoops Canada. We're closing in on our next subscriber milestone on this channel of 3,000 subs. And trade proposal videos like this one are honestly some of my favorites to make because there's always a real debate to have. We've been putting out daily uploads trying to keep up with every idea floating around this offseason. So if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button, turn on notifications so you don't miss a single thing, because I think this fan base is going to have a lot of opinions on this one. All right, so let's dive into it, starting with the actual proposal. Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report suggested a trade that would send Kyrie Irving from the Mavericks to Toronto, with Dallas receiving Immanuel Quickley, Walter, and a top 5 protected 2028 first-round pick in return. Buckley's whole premise assumes we finish off the Kawhi Leonard trade and pairs a healthy Irving with Kawhi and Scottie Barnes, pointing out that Toronto ranked 5th in defensive efficiency last season, but all the way down at 15th on offense with real weaknesses in isolation scoring and pick and roll ball handling, exactly the kind of gaps a player like Irving could fill. And on the basketball side, I totally get the appeal here. Kyrie is a 9-time All-Star, an NBA champion, one of the best pure shot creators this league has seen in the last decade, and exactly the kind of guy who can manufacture offense out of nothing when everything else breaks down. Pairing his ball handling and shot creation with Kawhi's two-way dominance and Scottie's do-everything versatility would give us a top-end trio that could genuinely compete with anybody in the East. We're finally at a point as a franchise where Kawhi coming back means we're not rebuilding anymore. We're trying to win now. And a proven closer like Kyrie fits that timeline perfectly. But here's where I have to pump the brakes a little, because I think the price being floated here is simply too much. Giving up Immanuel Quickley makes sense to me. He's a good player, but he's overpaid at $32.5 million a year for the next 3 seasons. And if Kyrie is walking in to run our offense, Quickley's role gets redundant anyway. I'm fine moving him in a deal like this. But Walter on top of that, plus a future first-round pick, that's where I start pumping the brakes hard. Walter is only 21. He's still on his rookie deal, and he's shown real flashes of being a legitimate long-term piece on this roster. Giving him up on top of Quickley and a first-rounder for a 34-year-old point guard who tore his ACL back in March of last year and hasn't played a single NBA game since, that's a lot of real long-term value walking out the door for a player carrying real injury risk. And I think it's worth remembering Kyrie will be 34 years old coming off a torn ACL, having missed the entire 2025 to 26 season. ACL recoveries aren't the career killers they used to be, but there's still real uncertainty about what version of Kyrie we'd actually be getting back on the court. Personally, if I'm running this front office, Quickley alone is the most I'd be willing to give up in a deal like this. Not Walter, and definitely not an extra first-round pick on top of it. Quickley's redundant next to a healthy Kyrie anyway, so moving him for a proven shot creator makes real sense. But I'm not selling off a promising young piece like Walter or mortgaging future draft capital for a guy this far removed from the court, no matter how talented he's been in the past. And honestly, it sounds like this trade is unlikely to even happen regardless of what we'd be willing to offer. Multiple reports have indicated Dallas actually wants to keep Kyrie right where he is, specifically to mentor Cooper Flagg, the new face of that franchise. Sources have described a genuinely strong relationship between the two of them, with Kyrie reportedly providing real mentorship to Flagg last season, even while he was out recovering from injury. So even if we wanted to get aggressive here, it sounds like Dallas simply isn't motivated to move him right now. which honestly makes this whole conversation a little more theoretical than practical. Here's a question I want to hear your thoughts on in the comments. Would you actually do a Quickley only version of this deal if Dallas offered it, or do you think even that's too rich for a 34-year-old coming off a torn ACL? I know some of you are going to want this deal no matter the cost, and others are going to think we shouldn't touch this at all. So I want to hear where you land. We've talked all summer about this front office trying to build the best possible roster around Kawhi and Scottie, and I think this Kyrie idea is a good example of why we need to stay disciplined even while we're being aggressive. Adding star power matters, but not at the cost of gutting our young core and our future draft capital for a player this far removed from live NBA action. Look, I like the idea of Kyrie Irving in a Raptors uniform, I really do. The fit next to Kawhi and Scottie is genuinely exciting to picture. But this front office has built real value in guys like Walter and in our future draft capital, and I don't think we should be giving that up on top of Quickley just to add a talented but risky, oft-injured veteran. Quickley for Kyrie? Sure, let's talk. Anything more than that, I think we walk away. Appreciate everybody pulling up for this one as always. If this take resonated with you, do me a favor and hit subscribe so you don't miss it if this rumor ever gets more real. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you do a Quickley only deal for Kyrie? Until next time, I'm signing off. Cheers. Before we wrap things up, I just want to say thank you for watching and for being part of the Unlimited Hoops Canada community. Whether you've been here since day one or this is your very first video, we truly appreciate every single one of you. Our goal has always been simple: create the best place on YouTube for Toronto Raptors fans and Canadian basketball fans. No clickbait for the sake of it, no pointless drama, just honest conversations, in-depth analysis, breaking news, trade discussions, player breakdowns, NBA draft coverage, and everything happening across the Canadian basketball landscape. This is more than just a Raptors channel. It's a community of basketball fans who love talking hoops, debating the biggest storylines, celebrating the highs, and surviving the lows together. Whether the Raptors are chasing a championship, developing young talent, making a blockbuster trade, or rebuilding for the future, we'll be here covering it every step of the way. And it doesn't stop with the Raptors. We're passionate about Canada basketball as a whole. From the senior men's and women's national teams to our rising stars in the NBA, NCAA, and youth basketball, we'll continue shining a spotlight on Canadian players making an impact around the world. Canadian basketball has never been stronger, and we're excited to follow this incredible journey with all of you. If you enjoyed today's video, the biggest thing you can do to support the channel is hit that like button. It tells YouTube that you enjoyed the content and helps us reach more basketball fans across Canada and around the world. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. We upload consistently, covering breaking Raptors news, trade rumors, free agency, game analysis, draft content, off-season moves, Canada basketball updates, and plenty more throughout the year. We also want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with today's take? What would you do if you were running the Raptors? Which Canadian players should we talk about next? We read the comments every day, and many of our future videos are inspired by the conversations happening right here in this community. Finally, if you know another Raptors fan or someone who loves Canadian basketball, share this video with them. Word of mouth is one of the biggest reasons channels like ours continue to grow, and every share genuinely helps. Thank you again for spending part of your day with us. We never take your time or support for granted. Until next time, this is Unlimited Hoops Canada, and as always, keep supporting Canadian basketball, keep believing in the Toronto Raptors, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.